Yo, big up everybody. Welcome back to TJ Warren TV. Welcome back to another TJ Conor stream. Hopefully we can make this happen on more Thursday nights, man. I'm really enjoying this. You know, we'll see.
Yeah.
We're getting more consistent on this channel.
Test
Big
the
up
waters,
everybody. Big up everybody that's here. Make sure you smash the like. If you're watching this on playback, smash a like, comment on the video, do all of that stuff. Share the channel around, baby. And then we're going to be cooking. So today we're going to be talking about Arsenal transfer window. Obviously, I want to get Conor's take on the whole Eze saga. And we'll be taking questions from the chat. And we'll obviously be talking about our match coming up at the Emirates against Leeds United. But make sure that you guys smash a like. Conor, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm all good. Last night was just an absolute whirlwind. I literally, I didn't even see the news. I just see, big up Saeed. I see Saeed's video come from my YouTube. I'm like, Eze chooses Arsenal. I'm like, have I missed something here? And then Twitter's just blown up. I'm chilling with my girlfriend's parents, her and her parents. We're playing Cluedo. And the next thing I'm looking at my phone. And it's just Eze news. Everyone thought, where's this come from? And yeah, man, huge. And this has made me even more saying, let's now challenge for this title. You know, so yeah, this is huge, man. And I'm very happy that the club's gone ahead and decided to pay the money and get it done because it was needed. It needed to be done. It needed to be. I didn't really want anyone else. So buzzing, bro, buzzing.
Yeah. So we talked about this on MBHF. Shout out Mo and Husam for having me, even though Husam was on his phone for half the fucking show.
What shock!
Hold that. Oh yeah, dude, he was probably texting you asking for a thumbnail. This fraud, bro.
No, he's done it before. He literally texted me mid-stream. I'm thinking, bro, how professional of you?
No, he's sitting. No. Here's my best Husam impression. Okay, ready?
yeah, literally. Yeah,
what am I supposed to do with that except yell at him, right? But no, big up to those guys for having me. No, the question that came up was, where do we play Eze? Where do you see? So I think it's fairly obvious where we're gonna play him, but where do you think Arteta plays him there though?
I like to think so. We've seen personally on the wing. That's where I want to see him, on the left wing. And it's actually quite nice. And I hope. I mean, dare I say he would also fit in Odegaard's slot? Yes. If Odegaard is having stinkers, we no longer have to rely on him. We now have an actual option to use in that position, which isn't Fabio Vieira. I mean, to be fair, we do have an Ethan Nwaneri before Eze arrived, but you know, he's 18. He's still very young. He's not as more of a professional as we're expecting him to be in the coming years. As of now, it's just nice to have that option. I do want to see him on the wing because Martinelli's been really letting me down as of recently, and I love Martinelli. You know, I love that we've had this guy for so long. We've brought him up into the player that he was. I mean, he came here and he was nothing short of just, how old was he? Was he 18, 19, something like that? I think he might have even been 17. You know, from when he came from Brazil, he was a nobody, and we made him into a somebody. You know, he's not the biggest and the best, but he's a very talented player. And as of recent, he's just really been bothering me with his performances. He's just not been up to par. And now, this is what I love about having squad depth. We've got players that can now challenge ththese players, that will make players like Martinelli want to push further. I want to keep my position. I don't want this player to take my position and take my game time. You know, I want to be, because especially now with the World Cup coming up, everyone's competing for positions in their national teams. So Martinelli will want to be pushing for a slot into the Brazilian team. You know, so I do want him to see Eze on the wing. And I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it'll be only a week, but I kind of want to see him on the wing against Liverpool. I'm not going to lie to you because, you know, he's Premier League proven and Martinelli's been letting me down, man. And I don't want to, do I risk putting an uninformed Martinelli into a team against Liverpool? You know, so I'm very much looking forward to having him. I hope that he fits into the squad well. And we've got a player that could maybe link up very well with Gyökeres. You know, he's so good on the ball. And I think we've got a player that not only is creative in the 10, but can be extremely creative on the wing as well. And this is just a big... And also, fuck Tottenham. Fuck Spurs. Have that, you motherfuckers. And this is why we run North London. All your Europa League, this and that. Fuck Tottenham. And this is what we do here. Where's Sol Campbell right now? We're doing the Sol Campbell 2.0. We took him off you. That's what we done. He didn't want to go Spurs.
He never wanted to go to Spurs.
Sports reporter went up to him and he's like, "You going Spurs?" And he was like this. He's like, Like, he didn't want to go anywhere near Spurs. He was waiting for us to call him. He was, he was waiting for, he didn't want to go to that shite club. He all knows he's a gunner at heart. He knows who he is. He's a gunner at heart. So yeah, man, screw Tom.
All those old clips of him, and when I was doom scrolling last night, all these old clips of him saying, my favorite club is Arsenal. That's where I played my youth football, all this stuff, and you could tell how badly he wanted to land
loves
with
the club.
us.
Yeah,
he loves the club, and you know what? That's somebody who's willing to go out there and die for the badge. I'm welcoming into the team with open arms, obviously. And did you hear those rumors about? And I think it might just be people like ITK's taking the piss, but Sol Campbell might be like introducing him in his intro video.
Do you know why? Okay, well, yeah, that is it. That's in the nose, but I'll tell you why and why I don't think that's the case. Sol is a very humble guy, and I would be very, very surprised if Sol done that, because I've seen Sol in interviews before. When Sol's talked about Tottenham, he's never said it in like an Adebayor type way. When Adebayor moved around to clubs and he just said this to every single club that he went to before, like Arsenal, and then when he made moves from Man City and then he went Tottenham and like all this kind of stuff, Adebayor didn't really give a shit. I think Sol Campbell still did love Tottenham at heart, and that's the team that kind of put him up into the position to go to Arsenal. That made Arsene Wenger scout him. So I don't think Sol would do that. I've seen how Sol's reacted before to stuff about talking about Tottenham, and he's been very reserved. He's not really been big chest. Oh yeah, I left Tottenham to go win big trophy. I mean, it's just the facts. Yeah. But I'd be very surprised if Sol done that. But if he did, it would be legendary. But I don't. He's just not the type of guy. But I
just want the troll job. So
I want the troll as well. Yeah, fuck him. I don't give a shit. Anything. Yeah. And that's the thing. I saw a stat actually. Righty signed for Arsenal at 27, and history was made. So you never know. We've got a 27-year-old Erecht Eze, and we could see him possibly cooking. So,
yeah, I think
I'm looking forward to it, TJ. And this is huge. This is huge for the squad.
This is absolutely insane. And look, like, let's talk a little bit more about how Tottenham are in the mud. I heard this fan base, I think, is bipolar. I'm not gonna lie. Big up to everybody with neurodivergency and everything, but I think these guys are bipolar. Like these guys went from bragging about winning European trophies, being better than us, TJ wore a trophy, all this bullshit. Then all of a sudden they're all like, Levy out. I can't believe this. This is so embarrassing. Eze was never going to come to us. Daniel Levy's a clown, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you guys were just bigging him up. Like, what are you talking about? Like, when they were winning, they were all about Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy, oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the fucking trophy. And now that he shows his true colors, Eze left him on red. And look, he might have agreed personal terms, because that's like, it's always good to have a backup.
He wanted to move away from Palace. He wanted to
move away from Palace. He wanted to be at a bigger club, and like it or not, Tottenham is a bigger club than Crystal Palace. Hopefully time will help Crystal Palace out. I rate Crystal Palace as an organization. I think they're fantastic. Great great history, finally getting rewarded. Like, big up Crystal Palace. I hope you fucking win the Conference League. I'm not even gonna lie. But he wanted a bigger club, and he went for the chick. Like, look, he imagine yourself, you're in a high school cafeteria, you wanted the head cheerleader, right? You thought you were catching eyes with the head cheerleader, but you're like, nah. But she comes up to you and she's like, you know what? Like, my little sister actually really likes you, so I'm not gonna snatch you up. And then the head cheerleader like,
I realizes how much of a catch you are.
Well, breaks her ankle, can't cheerlead anymore, and now you got it. Now she has time for you, and she comes calling, and she left a little. He left a little sister on red.
Yeah, we were always his number one. There was no other way about it, and I think and I do generally believe, a lot of Tottenham fans saying, "Oh, why are we waiting? Why are we waiting?" I mean, I think there was people saying that we were never even in for Eze. I think we generally were.
We were.
But we've been putting off the fact that, I mean, let's not.
I read that we had a deal like provisionally in place like back in like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I was going to say, all we needed to do was pay the release clause. That was it. Yeah. And we've done that. We've paid the release. It was literally a thing of just giving the money, and that's it. That one, obviously, it's a bigger process than that, but process.
Yeah.
But in a sense, it's an easier way of getting a deal done than having to wait and say this much. No, we want now this much. Just negotiating with a release clause. You just put the money down, and then it should be, in some case, simple sailing from there. And I do believe, I mean, a lot of people, Tottenham fans, saying, "Oh, we took so long with this." I generally believe he was waiting. I do honestly believe Eze was the one that was making them wait. I don't think it was Levy. I don't think it was the Tottenham board. I genuinely believe Eze was holding Tottenham back, waiting for Arsenal to come knocking. And I swear to God, I genuinely believe his agent got a call from us and he said, "Yep, fuck them. Block their number. I'm going to Arsenal now. I'm going to the bigger club. I want to go to the better club." You know? So, hey, it is what it is. And now, of course, but see, Jacob, the funny thing is, if it was the other way around, he'd signed for you, you wouldn't be saying this, would you? You all would be lapping him up. Oh, he's
No,
fantastic.
Jacob,
Imagine holding an
Jacob's
L
in
for
hiding,
Morgan
bro.
Gibbs White and Eze in the same window. Like, that is actually crazy. Like, that is nuts. That is listen. Have Kudus. I rate Kudus. It's a very good. I'm very jealous
Kudus is
about
a great.
Kudus because he's
It's
a
a good
fantastic
signing.
player.
It's a good
But
signing.
hold that. Two players that have rejected you in the same window. That's kind of crazy. And you're meant to be European champions as well. But hey, you know.
Yeah, not champions of Europe, but champions in Europe. That's what I kept hearing. That's what I kept hearing. But you couldn't sell Eze on it. Tell me why.
No.
Tell me why.
So hey, listen. I think, TJ, and you know how we said in our stream before, we were predicting our top four and who's going to win the league. And I said Arsenal are going to win the league. I'm now even more confident that we're going to win this fucking league. I swear to God.
Oh,
like, if injuries fare our way, I swear to God, we have got an elite front line now. Like, it is cooking. You know, it's now just about. I mean, the reason I was taken back by it more. We haven't sold anyone for a single penny this summer.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into. I'm glad you brought that up.
Which is now worrying also for next summer. Because, I mean, I feel like we've done a lot of business now. We don't need to worry about anything next summer or in January. But, you know, we're going to have to make some money back. Where the hell are the outgoings? Why is Fabio Vieira still on our books? Why is Zinchenko still on our books? Why is Reece Nelson still on our books? You know, why are all these players? I think Carl Hines still here. Why is
Zinchenko still here? Hein is still here.
Well, you know, why are these players still here that are on big wages? I've seen that Reece wants a loan move. No, sell him. You know, Berta, big up to you, bro. You've done big things in terms of incomings, and I'm more than grateful for that because we've needed a summer like this in, I don't even know how long. It's been ridiculously long, and it's very much that you can see here that Edu was a problem. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know what he was doing properly. Yes, he made some good signings, but it's very clear and evident when you have inexperience, you're not going to do you're not going to do great. Which then leads me on to why we've got an inexperienced manager. We haven't been winning anything, but we'll see this summer, or this season, sorry. But we need to do some outgoings now. There's players here that shouldn't even be on the. Why is Sambi Lokonga still here?
Dude,
get these players gone. We don't need them.
Sambi Lokonga in Big 2025 is actually crazy.
No disrespect. You know, it's like why?
I couldn't believe. No, I couldn't believe I couldn't believe they took him on the tour. That was what I couldn't believe. I saw this guy in you know how they line all line up in London Colney before they all go to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
They have the big team photo with with all the youngsters they're bringing and all the people back on loan and all this stuff. And I saw Sambi Lokonga. I'm like, really? Why?
Has he even got given a number this season?
I don't think so. Why would they?
He's still wearing the 28. Why the fuck someone else had the 28?
I don't know.
No, he had the 23, and Mikel Marino took it. He's got the 28 now. That's it. That's
Dude, yeah, no, Lokonga, Lokonga has shown that he is a low-table team midfielder.
Yeah, no, no disrespect. I guess it's numbers, but it's just like, why?
I just never rated him, especially when, you remember during that Amazon documentary, it didn't make him look good at all.
No, not at all.
When he was sitting at the table complaining about the fact that he didn't get any game time, I'm like, dude, you stink. That's why. You're not good.
This is what I mean.
That's why.
Nelson, Reece, Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, and Sambi Lokonga, none of them were on the bench against Man United. We've got our full bench. I mean, Havertz will be taken out now, so you might have to put one of them in.
Dude, Norgard wasn't even on the bench for Man United.
None of them. Well, he was injured to be fair. So yeah, he'd be the replacement to go back in.
Yeah.
Why are they still here? These are 4 players that we can get for decent money. You know, that we could probably get in total 50 to 55. If we done good business, more than that, 60 for all 4. It's not a lot, but because they're not fantastic. But I like to think we can get a decent bit for Zinchenko. Decent bit for Reece as an English player as well, and if we sell him to a Premier League club, and then sell a couple. Fabio Vieira, I like to think some Portuguese team will dish out a bit of money for him. Why are we so bad with outgoings? And I wish that these questions would be asked in press conferences, and I wish they'd be answered. But no, it's always, oh, we need to get Zinchenko. We need to get Zinchenko. And it's like, why? What's the point? This is what I mean. Like, Nelson, Reece, Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, and Sambi Lokonga. None of them were on the bench against Man United. We've got our full bench.
They
Can't
don't
talk
want to
about
embarrass.
transfers.
They don't want to embarrass Mikel Arteta.
But it's not even
Because
that, TJ. It's if
I
we've
think it
had this
is.
problem with Edu and we've had this problem with Gazidis as well. Why? What is the problem here? Is it the fact that I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not. I wouldn't be enticed as a club to want to sign Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson, or Sambi Lokonga. I probably would be interested in Zinchenko because I do think he's a good player. Not something to fit us, but he's an all right player.
Yeah.
I get those three names that really entice you to want to be able to sign them. Reece, actually, maybe I'd sign Reece, but it's like it's business people. Look at what Chelsea is selling every single day. They're selling dross for bags of money. So what's our
Yeah.
problem, So I want to see some outgoings now. We've got what 10 days left of the window, and we haven't sold one player for a fee. That's the only thing that worries me.
Yeah, and look, Chelsea. Here's the thing that Chelsea does better is that they structure contracts better. They give those death row contracts with low wages, and people are willing to pay over the odds for more for that because they're not renegotiating those contracts, so they have to pay more money for those contracts. Our contracts, we're paying these guys way too much money, way too much. Like we're how many? I think we're paying Trossard 180 bags now. Why? Why are we doing that for a player that's going to be a utility player at best? And that was before Eze got brought in. Like let's be serious. It now looks less and less. It makes less and less sense to me. Unless you're planning on selling Martinelli, which I don't think they're going to do. There have been some rumors, but I don't think they're serious. Like I know he's been linked to Saudi, but Conor, let's be honest. Like you've been linked to Saudi, I've been linked to Saudi.
Yeah, we've all been linked to Saudi.
We've all been linked to Saudi, bro. Yeah,
Saudi.
AJ was linked. I heard for 80 mil. Hugo for 100. Like everybody has been linked to Saudi. So I'm not taking those rumors seriously. So that money bump, which they justified as adjusting to the role that he plays within the squad, made no sense to me.
No.
He's obviously unhappy. You don't want to sell him, but you don't want to extend him either. So what are you going to do? You're going to, I equated it to like a shitty career FIFA mode. You know, that one guy that barely gets any game time. And he comes to you being like, oh yeah, I really feel like I'm contributing to the squad, boss. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah. Give me
you're
the
not.
next game.
Like, bro, have fun in the reserves. Like, what the hell?
For me personally, with the whole Trossard stuff, timing. That's my answer. Timing.
Ugh.
If Havertz got injured the week before we gave him a contract extension, we wouldn't have given him a contract extension. We gave him a contract extension because I don't think the club wanted to pay any more money. But because, and I'm not going to be out here, I know people said it all over Twitter. Thank you, Havertz.
No, don't do that. I think that's a little too far.
But
I did that last night, to be fair.
But in a sense, it's not wrong. We lost a player that Arteta worships.
Yep.
And that was, and I know for a fact that would have been a massive hit for him. If it was Gyökeres, he probably would have been like, "Oh, it's all right. We got Havertz." But because it's Havertz and it's Lord Havertz and Mikel Arteta loves Havertz, he said, "Right, now we are in the shit because the guy that's going to win us the league, Kai Havertz, is out. So we need to get someone into now, And it's just like it's just timing with the fact that we gave Trossard the contract extension because it's cheaper. Actually, when I say that, it probably isn't in the long term if we're giving him 220 bags a week. But that was it. We wanted to be cheaper, and I don't really blame him. We haven't sold anyone. We've spent a lot of money this summer. A lot of money. I'm not complaining, but we spent a lot of money. And it made sense for the club. I can see it. I wouldn't have been happy with that. If we didn't end up signing Eze and we end up just keeping Trossard for another year, I didn't want that. As much as I love Trossard, he is regressing now. And it's just facts. It's his age. He's regressing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It happens with every single footballer. But you know what? I look at it in a sense now. It's just another number that we got now. Now we've got Eze. It is just another number. He can play up front, I guess, if we need him to. It's just numbers now. It's actually really nice to have that headache of who the hell we play up front now. It's nice to have that for once.
Yeah.
We were always complaining about, who do we play up front this week? We've only got like 2 or 3 options. We had to play Raheem Sterling at one point, as one of our options. So it's really nice now to have these options, DJ. And I just really, really hope to God injuries don't play a part in our season this year. And I do not want that to be a reason for excuse this season. If we end this season with no silverware and people give me injuries, I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it.
They'll come up with something else, and I think it's just going to make us a lot angrier. But keep going.
No. We've prepared well enough. We've got the depth well enough to go ahead and win a league title. I don't want to hear injuries this, injuries that. No. It happens in football. Everyone knows they're going to go into a season where they might miss a major player, but you prepare for that. So don't give me none of this bullshit. Arteta has to win something this season. If he doesn't, he has to walk literally last day of the season. Final game of the season, he says, right, guys, thank you very much. Great last final game. We'll probably end up winning 5-6-0 like we always do. Goodbye. You cannot have all these players at your Arsenal, no pun intended, and not even win a piece of silverware. You cannot. It's genuinely unacceptable. So he has to win silverware this season. There is. You've got your striker. You got Eze. You got Zubimendi. You got all these other backup players now. You got Madueke, who you want to spend the big bucks for. You've got your players now, and your backup to Saka. You have literally no more excuse in my book.
No.
So go ahead and win now. And if you don't, you're a fraud and get gone, mate.
You know, it's clear as day. Like when you got guys like Egal going out there, and big up to him for calling it.
Bro, that clip's elite now. Clip's elite.
What a big up Don C as well. Big up Don C. Go subscribe to Donversations, people. I cannot believe that he got that right. It was unbelievable.
He can't even believe he got that right.
No,
he can't even believe he got that right. He saw that news and he was like, yeah,
Yeah.
So he knew he even got that right himself.
Yeah, he struck gold on that, and Tottenham's paying for the hotel. That's absolutely unbelievable.
Bro got plus 1 million aura just from that.
Dude, unbelievable. Like, and he'll be able to fall back on that for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
But getting back to what we were talking about, like he went out there and said there are no excuses for this manager anymore, and he alluded to the fact that Arteta would resign if we don't get it done. He won't. He won't. It'll honestly take the fans to do something, or the Cronkies to be like, look, we've paid all this money. We finally realizing we're not getting the return on our investment that we expected. Okay, man, like, look, thank you, but no, thank you. It's time for you to go. Like, thanks for the memories. Thanks for the community shields and the one FA Cup. Like, we'll see you later. You know what I mean? Like, and look, and big up SDFC Benny. He will always go towards the positive, which is great. Like, good for him. I just live a little bit more in reality, which sometimes can be misconstrued as pessimistic. So big up to him, and big up to Arsenal for actually doing what is needed to bring this club forward. You know what I mean? Like, look, like if you had told me last week that we had brought in Eze, I wouldn't have fucking believed you. I would not have believed you. I was sitting on the couch with my wife watching Crystal Palace versus Chelsea early Saturday morning. And when he got that free kick, and it got called back, obviously, but the fact that he got that free kick right in between the wall, just absolutely pinged it into the back of the net. I'm like, man, if he goes to like, this is probably going to be his last Crystal Palace game, and then he's going to go to Tottenham, and then we're going to have to fucking deal with that, right? Now I was just like, now I get to tell her, I'm like, look, we're watching him game in, game out now. Like, I cannot believe that we have as many England internationals that we're starting, as many internationals, fuck just England, as many internationals starting for Arsenal as we do.
Every position we're playing,
every position that we play
is now starting 11 is now an international. I think
starting 11 for their international team.
I don't know. I think does Calafiori get into the Italian team? I don't know. He might. Still.
I mean, he does he
regularly?
I'm not
too sure. No, I don't.
I want to ask.
I don't know if he got into the last one, but everyone else. Yeah, and well, even if you take him out, Lewis Skelly's now in the England team. So, yeah, every single player in every single position is an international now. You know, so we've got all these players, these really good quality players, and we're no longer a joke. And listen, yes, we have our moments and we bottle it, but it's nice that. I mean, look at the links. You know, Rice was meant to go City, Gyökeres was meant to go Man United, Zubimendi was meant to go Liverpool, Eze meant to go Tottenham. All these players are
Big up
saying,
Hendo.
"Nah, I want to go to Arsenal." But now
Oh,
let's
Sunday
show it.
morning. Yeah, it was Sunday
And
morning. Big
do
up
you know,
Hendo.
but this is what it is, right? You know, everyone's getting excited and everything, right? And I'm excited too. I really want to see these players perform. And I'm not going to let. I think a lot of people, and this is just my opinion, I think a lot of people will let that United performance think, right, we're in the gutter this season now. Because look at that. Everyone should have known before going into that game how shit we always play at Old Trafford. It's just a given fact. It is very rare when you watch Arsenal play good football at Old Trafford. We just never do, and not for a long time anyway. It's been a very long time. I'm very happy we've got a game like Leeds. And no disrespect to Leeds, I think this is a perfect game to play at home. I think we're going to batter them, personally. I like to think so.
I hope so.
And I think this could be a good game to get the squad together. Let's see how we play. If this manager doesn't damn well tactic this striker, and he doesn't know how to tactic him properly by feeding him the ball and not lobbing it, I want to see him be able to tactically get this right. Because this is going to be the one thing that will be pissing me off this season if he doesn't do it. He's got to show his skill now as a manager and as a first team coach. You've got to be able to tactic these players to be able to score goals and win games, which he's doing and he's done before. But I'm seeing a constant theme now. I've seen him in a couple of games now where, again, the goal for Bilbao that he scored, that was all Zubimendi. That wasn't tactically set up. That was just Zubimendi doing Zubimendi things. That wasn't Arteta.
Nope.
I want to see Arteta now utilising Gyökeres. He's so used to having this centre forward now, or Jesus, these centre forwards in their teams. You've got a proper number 9 at your Arsenal now, no pun intended. Use it and tactically set up your team to be able to feed the ball into him and get him to score bags and bags of goals. This is going to be the one thing I'm looking at, TJ. This is the one thing I don't trust as this manager to tactically set up this team correctly, because it reminds me of the England setup. The amount of quality we've got on the England side, but we could never get set up properly and we can never connect well. So I'm looking forward to Saturday because I want to see this team come together and batter this Leeds team and then go into Liverpool with their heads held high, because Liverpool have got Newcastle on Monday. That is a tough time. I mean, listen, I know Isak isn't there, but it's still a tough game to go to their ground. It's a tough away day. And I think when they've got that and they've got to deal with us then the week after, if we have a really big win against Leeds, it could be looking good for us. So yeah, that's just my one concern is the manager and his tactics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Obviously, I've voiced my concerns about the fact that he's not gonna change his tactics, but you have to change your tactics, especially if you're bringing in a creative winger like Eze on the right or Eze on the left. Like he's not the same profile of the wingers that we currently have that can hold up play. He can hold up play. He cuts inside. He's not gonna run to the byline with his head down. He's gonna look up, he's gonna hold up the ball, and he's gonna be looking to make good decisions and good passes. Like this guy, that's what you get when you have a natural number 10 on the wing. And look, like at the end of the day, like Arteta is not gonna replace Odegaard. So all the people that think, oh yeah, Odegaard's gonna get replaced and Eze's gonna come in there. No, he's not. He's not. Eze will be on the bench for the Leeds game. He might actually go in there and get some microwave minutes, but he needs to eventually start. And I think he'll start against Liverpool on the left. Because we have to throw everything we can at them at Anfield. Like we are playing at Anfield in early September. Like, oh God, it's a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare scenario for us. So we need to throw everything we have at them. And look, whether you like it or not, Martin Odegaard is the captain of the squad. He is not going to take him out of the starting 11 unless he murders somebody. And even then, if there's still the word allegedly attached to it, he'll keep him in the starting 11, bro. Like it's absolutely insane. I mean, we've seen it before. But before we get into the questions, Conor, I want to go back to this. Go back to the question of out of 10, and play along in the chat. Out of 10, how do you rate this transfer window? And what would get it to a 10 for you? Because it's the closest it's ever been to a 10 for me.
Yeah. For me personally, I would give it a 9. A 9 for me. I don't think you can give a window a 10 out of 10, because what is the perfect window at the end of the day? For me, you give a window a 10 if you win the silverware at the end of the season with all those players. That would give me the 10. I'd give it a 9 because I think I wanted the striker that I wanted. I've been surprised with this Eze signing. I wanted the midfielder I wanted as Mendy. You know, I like Norgard. I think he's a very good backup. I think Kepa's fine as a backup.
Yeah.
Madueke, I'm intrigued to see how he does. I'm not letting the price tag distract me with any of that. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I think the only thing that could maybe, if I had to do a 10 minus the season thing to make it a 10, outgoings. I want to see some players sold. That would be another thing. And I'm a little bit worried about the centre back situation, just a tiny bit, because I think Mascara could be all right. I mean, I don't claim to watch Valencia. I haven't watched barely much of Mascara, but he's young. I'm thinking, did I want a bit more of a experienced head behind Saliba and Gabriel in case one gets injured? But apart from that, I'm very happy with the squad. I can't complain at all. This is exactly the window I wanted and the window I dreamed of. So, yeah. And I'm seeing that we're still looking apparently at Morgan Rogers or Lookman.
Yeah, the Morgan Rogers links like blew up today, and I think like, look, I want everybody to just calm down a little bit, just simmer. If we bring in Morgan Rogers, I'll be over the moon, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's people getting a little out of control, and I have not seen it come from a reputable source. At least when we were linked to Eze at the beginning, it was like David Ornstein, and it was that ambulance chaser for Fabrizio Romano going in there and putting in his 2 cents. But once you hear, I'm not getting gassed until I hear it from a reputable source.
Yeah,
that's all. So. And to answer, and I'm seeing a lot of 6 out of 10s, 7.5 out of 10s. I said last night I was going to give it a 7. If you want to knock it up to an 8, get rid of these deadwood players. Maybe get out Martinelli, loan with an obligation to buy. Look, Martinelli, I'm sorry. Thank you for your service. I don't think he has much of a future on this club, especially now that we've brought in a couple of left wingers that have shown that they look like they might have a little bit more upside than Martinelli, which is sad because he used to be like there. Remember back in 22-23, people were actually rating him over Saka and thought he had a higher ceiling than him, which is just too sad. It's just too bad.
I'll never forget that Chelsea goal where he just spun Kante,
dude,
ran from their box straight to the other one and scored.
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the breakaway against Aston Villa. Like I actually saw him score during the preseason last season, right? Like literally 3 rows in front of me. Like it was. I will always have I will have a lot of positive memories associated with Martinelli, but the last 2 years have been extremely frustrating. So yeah, again, I need to see outgoings, and that'll get it up to a 10 or get it up to an 8. Bring me a Morgan Rogers, and it'll be a 9. There, I said it. Like all the people saying, "Oh yeah, the only way it's going to get to the 10 is Rodrigo." Like, please stop talking about Rodrigo. Please stop talking about Rodrigo. Like we do ourselves a disservice, especially when we talk about it in front of the rivals, saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to bring in Rodrigo." Give me a fucking break. We're not. So it's over. Let's give it up. Oh yeah, by the way, big up Tony Claude Gunner, who's in the chat right now.
No, you're not God.
We gotta, big up Tony Claude every single time. This guy's a legend. You can catch me over on Sarcasm City with him on every Saturday, depending on the match. If the match is on Sunday, we'll go live on Sunday. Imagine Rogers. Yeah, we'll see. TK. AJ says, simple question. TJ, Conor, are you ever watching the Arsenal ladies this year?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You know, if I could get a stream, if I could get a stream, I would do a live. I would do a watch along for it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching little bits of them here and there. I always enjoy watching their little cup runs. To be fair, because they always have a good cup run every year or so. Who did I watch when they played? They played Man City. It was a good game. I mean, listen, the ladies are doing better than the men at the moment, so that's saying something. So I will be this year, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm a big, and people give me shit about this. I don't really care. I'm a big proponent of women's sports. Like
You watch you watch it out where you are, don't you?
I am a Kansas City Current season ticket holder.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get my season ticket for them every single year, and they have some of the best players in the world. Temwa Chawinga is who's our main striker, also plays on the left wing. She is she has a card in FIFA, by the way, in FUT 97 rated. She's a Malawian left winger. She's absolutely insane. Scored more goals than Messi in 2023. Like, she is an absolute boss and is up for the Ballon d'Or. So, like, we do have some great players to come out and watch out here. So yeah, no, I rate women's sports, and I definitely go and watch my local. But yeah, if I can get a stream to the Arsenal ladies, absolutely, and big up to them again for winning the Champions League. What's your guys' expectation for this season? Honestly, big up Ron, by the way. Even though you're a Spurs fan, you can hold that, by the way.
Title win. This man just spent.
It has to be, right?
Yep, you can't be less. This man just spent enough money. The window we've got, you cannot sit here and not say he has to win the title. I'm not hearing nothing. Oh, but this and that. No, he either wins the title or he goes. That's my standpoint for this season. Win the title or leave. Simple as that. You've had 6-7 seasons now. What, we're season 6 now?
Season 6.
Yeah,
sixth full season.
Full season, yeah. Yeah, season 6, full season. Win or go. Not even a cup would do it. FA Cup, yeah, nice, but it wouldn't even do it for me.
No, it wouldn't.
Premier League or Champions League. Take your pick and win that for me. Maybe a cup double would do the trick, actually. If you want to carry on
I was about, dude, you took the question out of my mouth because we were talking about that on MHF. No, you took the question out of my mouth for sure. So if he got a cup double, he wins the Carabao Cup and he wins the FA Cup.
I consider it, but he has to win either that or the Premier League or the. I'm not doing one. Yeah. So
okay.
I'm not doing only one cup. I want both, or the Premier League or the Champions League.
Okay. No, that's fair. I teeter on a cup double. It depends on how high we finish in the league. If we get second, we get a cup double and go to a semi. Like, okay, like you're winning me trophies. You're doing what I ask. But I would need to see consistency against, especially against middle tier clubs that we don't see, and that always kills us. But my expectation is winning the league. I expect us to win the league. I don't think we will, but I expect us to. There is a difference. It's not mutually exclusive. Like, there is a difference with the quality of squad that we have and the amount of time they've had under this manager and how close we've gotten. Like, it's time to win the league. And let's actually pass time. We're about a season past time. So yeah, that's my honest that my expectation is second, but what I think is going to happen is we'll get second again, but my honest expectation is to win the league. Do the signings of Gyökeres and Eze mean that Arteta finally has his full team and this is his last chance from the board's
100%.
perspective?
100%. Oh, from board's perspective. Well,
I don't know. Board's perspective.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't get how this board could give this man another year with no silverware. Like, I just don't get it. Like, they are literally just giving him money for nothing. How can you be giving a man this much money and not getting? I know you're getting it back in ticket sales and all that, but you know damn well that your club runs. You have a club. The reason you fucking run a club is for trophies and for silverware. A club like Arsenal, anyway. Your silverware. Right. Bollocks to your ticket sales and your alcohol sales and your this and that. Forget that. It's all about the silverware. There's no way this board gives him another year with nothing. Second and nothing, or third, fourth, wherever, nothing. There's no way at all. And if he does end up winning nothing this year and ends up finishing second or anywhere below, I am very curious to hear what fans have to say that were backing him this whole time, because we knew it from the beginning.
Right.
We've wasted 6 years for him just to walk out of an FA Cup. And I think it's going to be the biggest disservice, in my opinion. Yes, we're in a better position than what we were, but I think any decent manager could have done that. Any quality manager could have brought us out of the gutter. Let's not think that Arteta was the only manager that could have done that. I think a decent manager could have probably done it quicker. And I think actually if we had Berta, and we never had Edu, I think, or someone like Berta of that, tenure.
The Cronkies aren't totally blameless.
No,
Like,
not at all.
Like and you go back to 2016 when they were trying to get Wenger out. Like they do eventually respond to the fans, but we consistently finish at the top of the table so much, and we go far in international competitions. Obviously, obviously a little bit farther this season than last season, but as long as they're getting the money, like I agree. As long as I agree with what Hendo is saying and what AJ's saying and Acers. As long as they're getting the money, they're not going to care. But eventually, like the fans are going to be like, okay, we're tired of being embarrassed. We're tired of being a banter club. Like, and there's only one major through line in this entire story, and it's Mikel Arteta. So. Yeah, I mean, from a board's perspective, like I've suffered under the Cronkies for almost 25 years now. What I would say is that they do eventually come around to the fact that they haven't won anything.
Yeah.
And with Arsenal, they haven't won anything major in 20 years.
Yep.
So I think that the straw is going to break eventually.
You've also got to look at another thing as well, TJ, really quickly, sorry.
Yeah, no, go for
it. Players will leave if we don't win anything. I think this is Saliba's last season. I think Real Madrid will come knocking on the door next year. And listen, players are replaceable, of course, but you don't want to see your best players go. I don't think he will, but I think a Saka saga could be on the cards next summer after the World Cup, if he performs well in the World Cup as well. That's worrying. We can't let this manager run us down and let us lose our best players, And he should be. I can't think of another manager that should be on more pressure this season, and I'm not even talking about managers that should be keeping teams up. I genuinely believe I can't think of another manager this season that is under more pressure currently than Mikel Arteta. Honestly, name me one. Seriously, name me one. I'm not even talking teams that could be getting relegated here, like possibly Wolves or Brentford or any of the newly promoted teams. I genuinely believe the man that has the most shit to worry about is Mikel Arteta. And I'm not even just saying that as an Arsenal fan. I think any rival fan would probably say that. I'm not even talking about Thomas Frank or will he have a good first season at Tottenham because you know what they're like with Saka managers. Will Maresca keep his job? No. I don't think there is under as much pressure, as our guy. And I hope he knows that. I hope he sleeps at night thinking, I've got to win this year. Because we all know what he's like. He can be cocky and stubborn and be like, oh, it's all good. It's all chill here. I hope Mikel Arteta knows that.
I honestly think it's a defense mechanism at the end of the day, but keep going.
I know he's not stupid. He's a human being like every single one of us. We know he loves this club. I'm never going to say that he doesn't love the club. Of course he loves Arsenal, But I do hope he knows that this is now or never now. And none of this, it's all right. Finish second. We'll see you next year. No. Not this season. Not this season. Right.
I agree. What if he throws the League Cup and the FA Cup in the bin this season? I don't think he will.
He can't.
I don't think he will. And I'm saying that just due to the squad depth. I mean, and to
the words around my mouth.
There's no way that we don't go far in both competitions, in my opinion. And I mean, obviously, we got to a semi and got unceremoniously. I'm not going to say the word I was going to say. We got eliminated by Newcastle. Yeah. And obviously the FA Cup is our cup, but we just unfortunately we get unlucky draws, and we had Kai Havertz in the 9 at a bad night at the Emirates. You know what I mean? So I'm very confident that he's going to take it. He's going to take it a little bit further this season. Big up. Oh man, big up. This is a guy I've not seen in here in a while. Big up Kyle Walsh, Gunner. Big up Kyle Walsh. He says, big up legend. Everybody's gassed up over Eze coming. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy he's here, but we are still winning absolutely nothing again. Why? Because of that fraud of a manager. Win or out. Yeah, no, I agree.
Facts.
I agree. Facts. Kyle Walsh coming in with the facts again. Kyle, we got to get you back on the channel, my guy. I hope you're well, bro. I hope you're all right.
OG, first stream
OG, bro. Literally first stream on this channel. He's the OG, man. He's absolutely the OG. Is Berta laying the foundations for the next manager? That's a great question.
Yeah, definitely. With the players we're bringing in, for sure. I mean, listen, and the best part about if we get a new manager, we don't have to do none. And people, oh, but the players gonna have to get used to a new system. Oh, listen, that every team does that. But the best part about what we're in now, we don't have to rebuild. We've got a squad. Every team learns new tactics. The funny thing is, believe it or not, it doesn't even have to be a manager being sacked. Teams learn new systems every single year. We've learnt new systems under Mikel Arteta. So they say, oh, but if he goes, we've got to learn a whole new system. Everyone does that every year, even with their current managers. We've fucking done it with Mikel Arteta. We've done it with him. So none of this bullshit about, oh, but he's the only one that can lead this team. The best part that we're in right now than what we were when we first had him, we were in an absolute rut. We were in, look at our squad back then compared to now. It is chalk and cheese completely. The best part about now, we've got a squad that, might need the odd addition now and then. Next summer might need a little sprinkle of this, maybe a new centre back if Saliba goes. But it's not a worry. We can get in a new manager without having to panic about we're in the shit. We've got a squad that can compete, So none of this. Oh, we're gonna be fucked now because we've got to learn a new system. Get out of it.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing none of that.
No, I mean, and at the end of the day, they're professionals, and it's a business. So, and if your employees are not performing up to speed, like, look, I've had to lay people off before. Like, look, if you're not performing to expectations, you gotta go.
Yeah.
And the expectations now, they're sky high. So it's time to go. And look, this squad, like, if you're an incoming manager and you look at the talent on this squad,
you'd
love pressure. You would love it, but you obviously, the worst part about it is the pressure to succeed. But when you have tools like this in nearly every position, and we've seen Odegaard be able to be that guy. We've seen it before, but I just think the way that we're tacticking right now, it just doesn't suit him. So I'm with Conor. I don't subscribe to the fact that we can't bet in a new manager quickly.
Nope.
I don't agree. I agree with what, to answer Hendon Gooder's question, he could be. Who wouldn't want to come into this? Like, honestly, the amount of talent on the squad.
And I don't think he'll take his shit either. Edu took his shit. I don't think Berto will. Edu took his shit and then ended up throwing toys at the pram and leaving. That's what I think happened. I think they had an argument and he said, "No, I'm done now. I've had enough." Berto won't put up with Arteta's crap. He won't. Exactly why we've got Gyökeres and not Sesko. And Gyökeres will cook more than Sesko this season. You've heard it here first. I'm not hearing none of this. Oh, Sesko this, Sesko that. Yeah, maybe Sesko in a couple of years. We've got something for right now, So, we'll be fine. TJ, before we go, because we've got to go in a minute to American Waffle, I didn't ask you quick thoughts on the whole Tony Adams comment on Odegaard captaincy. Did we talk about that before?
We talked. I don't remember if we talked about this. I'll restate what I said. And I didn't watch the whole interview until I think I watched it on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we did talk about this. My thoughts are, you listen to your club legends that have brought you trophies and success, because they know
he's literally called Mr. Arsenal.
Yeah,
that's
they know. One of his nicknames. Like, regardless, like you could have Righty go in there and say something. He won't, because he's an ambassador for the club.
Yeah, he would never do that.
He would never say one bad word about him. But I mean, Thierry Henry has criticized Mikel Arteta. Patrick Vieira, Jesus Christ. Patrick Vieira has made comments about saying, hey, eventually they'll get back to where they belong. He never said anything about Arteta, anything positive. I think that you need to believe players that have been successful and have won trophies before. And if Tony Adams sees something in Odegaard, Mr. Arsenal, the best captain, let's be honest, probably the best captain in Arsenal history.
Yeah.
If he says something, then you should probably believe him, or at least listen. Declan Rice, I agree that Declan Rice is definitely a shout for captaincy.
Gabriel,
I think Gabriel. I honestly think Gabriel is the guy. Gabriel would die for this club. He literally would tear the hamstring off the bone again. You see, he never lets up. He never gets off the gas ever. Like that, yeah. Like and he had bozo moments. You know, he is good for a couple of bozo moments a season, but he's gotten more and more consistent since he's been here. He's a leader. He's yelling at the back line. I remember last season when he was yelling at Zinchenko and he was yelling at Calafiori because they were making bonehead moves on the left side. Like he was even yelling at MLS for making rookie mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Like this guy has a standard. He expects the people playing next to him to live up to it. And that is the guy that I would want captaining this team. So, yeah. Declan Rice looks the part. And he'll get in people's faces and be that guy. And he's shown that he can do it at West Ham. But yeah, like it would either be Gabriel or Declan Rice for me. I agree 100% with Tony Adams. Like, look, it's Tony Adams, bro. Like, what? And people are getting upset. Like, okay, crack open. Open your YouTube, look up the late '80s, early '90s, and see everything that this guy has done for this club.
Even if Lauren Koscielny said it, I'd still say, yeah, he's right. I don't give a shit. But Lauren Koscielny,
anybody who's won us trophies.
Yeah, but shit. Not even that. You man, listen, Lauren Koscielny, it's kind of he played over what 350 games for the club, 300 games. You know, he wasn't a legend or anything like that. I'd say more of you'd put him as like it sounds stupid, a bit of like a hero card, like on FIFA. You know, he'd be like that kind of thing.
Yeah, he'd be like an icon, bro.
He wasn't obviously the best of things, but even if I heard Lauren Koscielny say, yeah, Declan Rice, of course. He was captain. He wasn't the greatest captain, of course. He was still captain for a long, long period of time. You know, so yeah, man, I don't get it. I don't see what people fantasize or see in Martin Odegaard as a leader. I see him as a lot of other things. Inconsistent's one of them.
Or Mertesacker has won more trophies.
Can be very creative on his day if he wants to be, but not a leader. And I think he even knows that. Like, you know, so I'd actually kill for another all or nothing season. No word of a lie. I generally would. I seriously would. Because now it actually means something. All or fucking nothing this season. I'm telling you. It is all or nothing.
This would
have been a great season. Season 2, man. They should have loaded that shit up real quick. But hey, who we'd say, But yeah, no, I agree with Tony Adams. 100% correct. Have respect for your legends. And at the end, listen, don't get me wrong. Not all legends say the correct things. You know, I guarantee a load of Man United fans could disagree with Roy Keane and his opinions on or Gary Neville and their opinions on like Sky Sports and stuff. But when you're seeing someone and a legend, you know, an icon of the club, saying something that a lot of people are saying, you know, maybe go along with it.
Maybe listen. And with that, that's the show, guys. Big up, Conor. Thank you so much for coming on, man. We are going to redirect over to American Waffle because I will be live over there with Staffy. We'll be doing week predictions and dunking on Jacob Wallraven, a.k.a. Dom Mysterio. So go over there, say what's up, say TJ Warren TV raid, and we'll see you over there here in a minute. Thanks for being here, and we will see you next time. American Idiots returns tomorrow, so be there.